How is it going, guys? I am back, and hopefully back to a more regular schedule in the well for the next upcoming middle term future. I think I'm back in New Zealand. I have settled in slowly. I don't start a new job until the beginning of March, so this is time to um, build stuff and set stuff up for what we have planned with areas with the Areas Trading Group. So let's look at some things that I've been looking at for my watch list. First off, though, let's look at the market. There's something really nice that I saw in a video today where you can actually combine symbols and show them as like a compound chart. I'll go right into this. What I'm showing here is the Russell, and if you look at that, I hope you can read this. The Nasdaq and the S&P all. What I've done is like I weighted them by market cap. So the ES is the benchmark, and I weighted them by market cap. So 7.16 times the Russell and 3 point something something times the Nasdaq, 3.34 to equal weight the influence that they have on the chart. And now this is kind of, like this compound. I don't know if this is available in other ways, but I saw that in a video today on YouTube. I thought I'm going to try this out, and it's actually quite interesting because when you look at this, let's look at the SPY first. The SPY, the S&P. We have closed over, or we are now over the upper cut. I don't know if that was the close or if that's the after hours. Looks like it's after hours that we are now over the upper cut. But basically, looking at the compound view, which that shows us that we've already actually done that breakout, and we're already over that expected move for all three of them. Like that. What I said last night when I said, "Oh, I'm down here," I was trying to get short. Luckily, it was just a short one, but I've definitely been proven wrong on this. And like all these markets, they look quite bullish now, and I will be very careful shorting this in the next few days again, unless like you guys have got the levels from ATG, so stick to that as well. But we also held it's probably a bit hard to see, but when you look at on the 4-hour where I drew, you can barely see that because it's so small here. Let me get this for you guys real quick. This so this is getting a bit bigger. The way I've drawn these Fibonacci levels, that's what I'm trying to get at, is like that high versus that low. That's the kind of last large pullback that we had. I drew that, and I took that, and now we see that the extension up here held that, like it resisted twice, tried to get over and held, and now we're off to the races. So that is to me like a really nice sign that we are going to see more highs. And in general, when you look at the expected move from last week, which was, oh man, it's hidden somewhere in here. It's here. So that was the top of the expected move last week, that 32.93 levels, 32.94. We got over, we held, and that's when, if you guys watch some of those Theo Trades videos, you see that he explains it quite well, how when we get too far over the expected move, institutions start to hedge. Hedge, because first they start shorting into the expected move, and then if it goes past, they start hedging with longs. So that's why you got this beautiful move to the upside, back to the upper Celt. And now it looks like we're just back to the original, off to the races again. we're back in the channel. We held that channel quite nicely here. So yeah, buy the dip, I guess, is still what works. And when you look at that compound again, like it's even better visible here how, how just as long as we ride that upper Celt upwards, hey, there's no point in shorting this. All right, let's get to my list. It's not too long. I'm trying to keep it shorter this year and get a bit more value and less quantity. So the first one I'm looking at is Roku. Like we've had this trend line here first. It tried to break it twice, once here, it didn't work. But what we have on our side now is a little bit elevated volume. What you want to keep in mind is that earnings is coming up, but I really like this, break of this trend line, hold over that middle Celt. So perhaps on a retrace down into the 130 area, this could be a nice long opportunity. Next one, Nvidia, breaking like this one, like the China. I feel like the China stuff is already kind of calming down with all the virus stuff. So what I want to mention, even though you see the expected move, it's getting over the expected move. But I think what that expected move indicator is better to be used for is on indexes. On stocks, I don't think it has the same amount of influence, just because there's less people involved and all of that stuff. But still, like we are already making an extraordinary move, or made an extraordinary move yesterday, and on a pullback into that 260, 261, perhaps even 262, depending. This could definitely be a nice buy for more upside into that 265, 267 kind of range that we see here. So yeah, 265 probably nice initial target, or you know what? Wait, let's see. Perhaps 264, 264.50 initial target, 265, 267 secondary targets for this one. But definitely, like again, earnings is coming up, so get in, get out quickly. I don't know if Nikki has done lectures on his earnings butterflies. That's definitely something you might want to look at some point for stuff like this. But yeah, like nicely bullish, especially on the like that China sector. I think that's been beaten down quite a bit, and this might come up in the next few weeks back up again. AMD, holy moly, that one is strong as well, just like almost everything. So if we open up over this upper Celt, definitely look for that breakout. Perhaps like if we open up, look for a dip into like that 5250 area. Depending where we open, of course, look for a dip into the 5250. And try to get that long, depending on just price action, what the market's doing, all that stuff. When you look similar things, we've had this big day here, dipped quite a bit before it came back up, but then it ran. So try to find like a low risk entry for this for your entry. Like let's look at other levels. So of course, like today's close, which is also coinciding with the open here on that big red day, 52.30 might definitely be a better entry as well. And then probably like that 51.80 kind of area, which is over here as well of interest. If it dips back to there, that might be the next area to look at. And then we have let's see, probably here the 50.85 kind of area between let's say 50.85 and 50.58. Kind of that area might be a nice area to buy into as well, just depending on how weak the market is, if there's news or anything like that. Just don't buy blindly. Next one, Twitter. This one has come back a little bit after the earnings spike, and I think it's time to buy now because we are touching the upper Celt now. We are touching the upper Celt on the 4 as well, and like the 30 is kind of showing a bit of curl and also like nice green volume here on the close. So that's another one that I also, like if you want to use the expected move, we are right at the bottom here. And we are also at like a support, like longer term support here from the chart. And it's the 200 SMA as well. So there's a few things that might be of benefit here if we can hold here and like hold for a bit. I think this might be a nice long entry here for this Twitter. Microsoft. I'm not sure why I have this one on the chart because I am not going to short much more stuff anymore when stuff rips like this. I'm definitely not going to trade this long right from the get-go. If we get like a pullback into the 185 level, or at least like 86.70 area, that's where I perhaps might take like a day trade long, but nothing long term. Like see how extended this is. We definitely want this to like do at least something like this, or hopefully more something like this before this is becoming interesting for a long again, in my opinion. Baidu. This one broke nicely, out of this downtrend that it had since 2017, and is now back over the moving average, the 200 SMA, and is just about to break this trend line. And with these coronavirus threats seemingly subsiding a little bit, I mean, we're gonna keep hearing about it for a few months, but it feels like as things start to get under control, and I feel like it's been too much hype, and things are calming down, so these stocks might recover here. So like on a break of this trend line, break over the middle Celt, this could be a nice long up into that 138, 139 kind of level, and see from there. Next one, that's my only short on the list, Walmart. This one, what I'm just looking at is how this 117 resistance kept holding. Then yesterday again, quite weak. I mean, Monday, quite weak. And let's draw a trend line here, see if we have already broken this. So we've already broken this trend line. So I think an attack on that 200 SMA might be absolutely possible. So depending, let's see what's the level here. 114.50 could be an initial target for this one. Let's extend that to the left. Yeah, that works well with these. So 114.50 could definitely be a nice target for like a day trade. And then the next ones probably like, that 113.50 kind of level and the 200 SMA. Everything is kind of congregate here in this area afterwards. So, but yeah, it's definitely like a nice intraday short idea if there's some weakness at some point, or even like compared to the market, this is really relatively weak. Earnings coming up though as well, so just stay careful, stay trade short term for now, and don't hold things for too long. Last one already, Virgin Galactic. So what a mover. And again, look, the breakout on large volume. That's what we want to see for moves higher. 4 hour, nicely over the Celts. The 30-minute is holding the Celts. So I really like this one for more upside. If you want to look at the fib extension, the target would be 25. I don't think that's like out of the. I mean, like that's not unrealistic at all. Just looking at how this worked. So if we get perhaps tomorrow get a dip into let's see what we have here. Yeah, you know, if you get a dip into that 20 area, 20, yeah, $20 area, if we get like a dip into that, that might be a nice entry for a long. You know, just retest the upper Celt and then go. And that could even be like a multi-day hold, which I will actually. I think that's one of the things I'm going to try to attempt tomorrow. Just, you know, slowly get back into my groove. I've had a few losing trades the last few days, and that's just because I have not been focused. I've been focusing on, well, moving back to New Zealand and seeing my fiance again and spending some time with her, and it did definitely show in my P&L. So I'm gonna have to focus again in the next few weeks. I'll be around more. We'll finally be able to create the contents that we've planned for so long and we wanted to push out to you guys for so long. So that's going to be great. And yeah, I'll see you guys in chat. Great things are to come. Please like the video. Please comment on the video. And good luck tomorrow. Cheers, guys.